Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You know how sometimes in this world of pomp and circumstance, of flash and sizzle, you need to take a step back and remind yourself of why you're really here? Is it for the spectacle, the noise, the special effects? No, you're here for the real, for the true, for the pure sport of professional wrestling. You don't need fancy production values or $100,000 4K HD cameras. No, you just need two pure athletes, a ring, and 50 to 60 passionate fans in a smoke-filled gymnasium. Real recognizes real, and that's why we're here tonight. Welcome to NWC's brand new in-ring wrestling product, NWC Retro Rampage. Yes, friends, while we wait for the upcoming, highly anticipated Season 2 of NWC tonight, we're excited to bring you a little throwback. So buckle up, NWC Nation, because tonight you're about to see some of the stars you know and love in ways you've never seen them before. Welcome to Retro Rampage. Let's take you to ringside. For our first match of the evening, we have some exciting singles action featuring a mix of our heavyweight and light heavyweight divisions. We're going to be seeing the newly christened Jade Tiger taking on the Blueprint, Spencer Watts. Yes, the Jade Tiger, formerly Tiger Gold, who officially changed his moniker at NWC Full Effect, taking on Spencer Watts, the man that came within a hair's breadth of challenging Damian Black for the NWC World Heavyweight Championship. Folks, both of these fantastic competitors are excited about showing their stuff as they prepare for Season 2. Let's take you to ringside for this exciting bout. Heading down the aisle, we have the Jade Tiger. Of course, Tiger Gold has gone through some interesting transformations over the course of his time in the NWC. He went from being one of the most valued and honored competitors in our company to being somewhat of an enigma, a dark and foreboding character. How is Spencer Watts going to handle this newly transformed masked menace? Only time will tell. If there's anyone who can chop an oak like Tiger Gold, the Jade Tiger, down to size and bring him back to reality, it would be the Blueprint, Spencer Watts. Folks, this should be an exciting contest. Referee rings the bell, and we are underway. Folks, you might notice that these two look a little different than usual. Of course, NWC praised for its high-definition 4K cameras. We are in standard def here tonight, folks, and as such, things might look a little bit fuzzier, but I assure you the action, as always, is top-notch. Spencer Watts with a fireman's carry takedown and grabs the Jade Tiger by the leg, wrenching on that knee there. Another takedown and a knee drop right to the throat. Spencer Watts coming in fast and strong here. Tiger Gold with a kick to the stomach and a huge shove that sends the Blueprint out of the ring. Tremendous power on display by Tiger Gold. Tiger Gold with a headbutt, keeping the pressure on, sends Watts to the far corner, but Watts heads up move immediately out of that corner. Shoulder-to-shoulder collision, nobody moves. And would you look at that, Spencer Watts with the damnedest enziguri in the business. Folks, it is so exciting to be able to bring you this action here tonight. I haven't been expecting to get back into the broadcast booth until the start of NWC Tonight Season 2, but we have this fantastic opportunity to bring you wrestling in a way that some of you have never seen before. Of course, those of you who are veterans of the Prestige Wrestling Association are familiar with this Fire Pro style format. But for the rest of you, hopefully it's a chance to kind of broaden your horizons and see some things outside of the realm of the 2K-verse, as it were. Oh, would you look at this? We've got a punch contest going back and forth. European uppercuts and punches. Jade Tiger with the win there, and comes off the ropes with a huge drop kick. Big-time headbutt, too, to the crown. Spencer Watts goes for a pin. Only a 1 count so far. These two have a heck of a lot of fight left in them, let me tell you. And once again with that huge enziguri. Gary Bloomfield said it before, Spencer Watts has the best enziguri in the business, bar none. Oh, but would you look at that huge tiger slam right in the middle of the ring. And Spencer Watts answers with a double arm suplex and grounds the masked man, trying to take the tree trunks out from underneath him. Watts sends the tiger to the ropes and catches him in a drop toe hold and just ties him up in knots on the ground right there. Spencer Watts is going to have to work very hard to maintain his pace here. Tiger Gold is going to want to lead with power and ferocity. Spencer Watts, while he is a light heavyweight with tremendous speed at his disposal, it would behoove him to control the pace, keep this at a measured pace. Watts elbows Tiger Gold down. I'm sorry, it's going to take me a little while to call him the Jade Tiger, folks. I'm mistaking myself. And, oh my goodness, would you look at that? PTR suplex. Unfortunately, feet in the ropes. And the Jade Tiger with a huge spinning clothesline. It's hard to ignore 30 years of history here, renaming this. Oh my goodness, quick. Roll up. Nearly a 3 count. Spencer Watts almost had it there. Oh, would you look at that? The Jade Tiger with a shoulder breaker right over the knee goes for the pin. And another kick out. These two are going at it fast and strong, ladies and gentlemen. Gold coming off the ropes. Big time body press. But Watts' feet are in the ropes. Gold feeling it. You can see he's got he's a little on the winded side there as he sends Spencer Watts to the top. What have we got here? Big-time Tiger driver from the top rope. Just amazing strength and precision by the masked monster. And he has him up. Picks him up high. Huge sit-out powerbomb. Goes for the pin. And Spencer Watts able to get a shoulder up as we approach the 9-minute mark in this contest. Oh my goodness, look at this. Watts to the top. Big-time headbutt to the crown of Tiger Gold. But I think Watts might have hurt himself just as much as he hurt his opponent there. And oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen, Tiger Hammer right in the middle of the ring. 1, 2, and 3. Ladies and gentlemen, at 9 minutes and 35 seconds, the Jade Tiger has picked up the win on this very first match of NWC Retro Rampage. Spencer Watts, of course, with absolutely nothing to be ashamed of. Extremely high impact, high velocity match. Tremendous work by both of these men. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the hits keep on coming. We are going straight into our second match. For our second match of the evening, we have Reckless Love taking on the fierce and deadly Cold Snakes. Cynthia Love, of course, very upset that she and Titus did not have a match officially scheduled for Full Effect. They're looking to show the world just what the reigning, defending PWA champions can do. The PWA Tag Team Champions, Reckless Love. The husband and wife duo of Titus and Cynthia Love heading to the ring, eager to show the world just what they are capable of. They have not had the best of luck in the NWC in the time that they've been given, but of course they have been largely fighting outside of their division. They are a dedicated and sophisticated tag team. Tonight will be the first chance we've seen in many weeks for Reckless Love to show their wares in a tag-style match. And they will be facing Junior Cobra, Giant Anaconda, veteran tag team, if a little bit on the odd side. And of course, you'll notice here, this is an intergender team taking on a male duo. We are under PWA rules here tonight, and that means that the men fight the women just as readily as they fight each other. So you're going to actually see Cynthia Love tangling directly with Junior Cobra and Giant Anaconda. Junior Cobra gets the better of Titus Love, sends him flying with an arm drag. Also sends Titus Love into that corner. Titus Love, an eclectic and unusual individual. I guess a moniker that you could apply to Junior Cobra as well. Titus Love is known for some, oh my goodness, beautiful Pele kick there, following an eye poke. Love sends Cobra to the ropes, manages to go behind, but gets caught in a jawbreaker. I was going to say Titus Love, an intimidating individual for the tactics that he uses. He is not afraid to get down and dirty with his opponents, much to their chagrin. Titus with an amateur-style takedown and just starts grinding his forearm into the mask of Giant Anaconda. Titus Love, quite the accomplished amateur competitor, very, very well versed in the collegiate style. Giant Anaconda himself, actually quite a suplex-heavy machine there. He can also throw opponents, utilize weight and leverage with the best of them. Giant Anaconda in there with Cynthia Love, who's managed to control the much bigger man, giving up over 150 pounds to the larger member of the Cold Snakes. And Anaconda with a leverage suplex takeover, Northern Lights style, and a big-time hip whip. This may not seem like a fair contest between these two folks, but I assure you that Cynthia Love is one of the deadliest competitors in all of NWC, and she eats a power bomb from the combined might of the Cold Snakes, and Anaconda with a vicious headlock takeover, Captain's Hook style, and Junior Cobra with a pin, very creative, it goes 1. And only a 1 count for the smaller, more attitude-intensive member of Reckless Love. Cynthia Love and Junior Cobra going at it, punch for punch, trading blows, and Cynthia gets the upper hand there and manages a beautiful Firebird splash from the top rope. Junior Cobra, big-time bulldog, keeping Cynthia in the Cold Snake corner and just bouncing her head off the mat like it's a basketball. Cynthia comes back with a DDT, taking Cobra down, more than holding her own against the Cold Snakes, and goes for a choke. This is an illegal hold, folks. The referee checking in. Cynthia breaks the count at 1, though. Tags out to Titus, while Cobra tags out to Giant Anaconda. All 4 competitors in the ring, and again, how refreshing it is to see a full-fledged intergender match, something that the normal NWC rules do not allow for, but here, on the stage of Retro Rampage, under PWA-style rules, we can have this sort of encounter, folks. Hopefully this is the first of many. Titus Love with a beautiful snap suplex on Giant Anaconda. And follows up with a belly-to-back suplex and just, again, grinds that forearm into the side of Giant Anaconda's mask. Referee checking in, ensuring that it's not an illegal hold. Anaconda, with just a huge hammer blow, takes Titus down, follows it up with a headbutt, and a second headbutt. Folks, the mask of Giant Anaconda has long been suspected of being loaded with a steel... ladies and gentlemen, there's Titus going for the tactics that only Titus Love is willing to do. I told you there's a reason that opponents do not like tangling with with Titus Love. The less said, the better. Oh my goodness. Testicular claw. Oh my goodness, Junior Cobra with that. He appears to have knocked himself unconscious temporarily with that jaw jacker. Cobra coming off the ropes. Follows it up with a sliding forearm. And Titus himself, huge release power slam on Junior Cobra. Tags out to Cynthia. Cobra managing to rout both members of Reckless Love. Oh my goodness, showing Titus that he is not above the testicular tactics himself. And Cobra clips the leg out from underneath Cynthia Love and makes the judicious tag out to his much larger partner. And oh my goodness, folks, did you see that? It happened in just a moment, but Cynthia Love tried to pull out a chair and throw it to Cobra in an attempt to get her opponent disqualified. And Giant Anaconda coming in with a chin lock there on Cynthia Love. Cynthia attempting an enziguri of herself, but she is no Spencer Watts, ladies and gentlemen, and eats a huge Anaconda headbutt. Anaconda goes for the quick pin. 2 count only. And Giant Anaconda with a big a big gut-wrench suplex there, and goes for a bear hug on Cynthia, broken up by Titus. Oh, and goes right for the eyes. Cynthia with an eye rake and just goes to town with a series of stomps to the lower back and posterior area of Giant Anaconda. But Anaconda, taking none of that big-time Olympic slam, sends Cynthia Love to the floor. And Cobra going after Cynthia outside the ring while Anaconda makes short work of Titus. Referee counting. Of course, a 20 count is what this particular encounter is set for. So they've got plenty of time to take advantage of that outside area. Anaconda tags out the Junior Cobra, and Cynthia manages to escape, manages to get out from underneath that, and tags out to Titus. Titus handling both Cold Snakes quite handily. And Anaconda with the Anaconda coils on Titus Love. Titus Love is our legal man, ladies and gentlemen, but Junior Cobra is his legal opponent, so that move wasn't going anywhere, but certainly it's going to be a debilitating thing for Titus. And huge choke slam by Junior Cobra, slamming way out of his weight class there. Junior Cobra with a big-time drop kick as well. Both of these teams looking fantastic, I must say. The Cold Snakes, long-time veterans of the PWA style. Reckless Love, of course, the reigning PWA tag team champions. Accounting for themselves extremely well here. And again, Titus grinding his forearm into the side of Junior Cobra's mask. Cobra with a big bulldog on Cynthia. And a double knee face buster to Titus, followed by a huge drop kick. The Cold Snakes truly showing why they are such celebrated veterans in every division that they find themselves in. Titus and Cynthia are going to need to regroup and to take a look at some new tactics here before too long. They're not going to be long for this match. Anaconda with a big-time headbutt to Cynthia, and another one to Titus. Both members of Reckless Love, the victim of the loaded mask of Anaconda. And would you look at that? We just about saw the end of this match. Cynthia managed to get a shoulder up right at the last possible second. Big-time suplex on Titus while Cynthia's choking away at Junior Cobra. Anaconda putting all the weight, all of his 300-plus pounds into the chest of Cynthia there. But she answers with a beautiful textbook drop kick and a crisp fist drop as well. And Anaconda and Cynthia trading blows. I don't know if that's wise for Cynthia, but Cynthia with a huge wheel kick. Oh, but still eats that big-time headbutt by Anaconda. Oh, just a huge, disrespectful slap to the side of the face, followed by a Spencer Watts-like enziguri kick, and just laughing to the crowd. Cynthia is starting to show that attitude she is so well known for. Cobra coming off the ropes. Big-time Cobra punch to the side of the head of Cynthia. Titus taking Cobra down, maintaining control of his man there. And Cobra with a big-time atomic drop, Manhattan drop style. And Sandwich Express by the Cold Snakes. Titus has Cobra up. Big brain buster in the center of the ring, but makes himself vulnerable to a dropping headbutt from Anaconda. Goes for the pin. 1, 2, and Cynthia barely in time to break up that pin. This match has exceeded the 20-minute mark, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic encounter. Oh, goodness, Cobra with a low blow to Cynthia. I'm not sure if he's quite aware of the anatomy concerns there. And Titus... we call that the Titus roll, friends. It's a lot more man-on-man contact than most wrestlers are comfortable when it involves Titus Love. The less said about that, the better. Wow, would you look at that sliced bread style DDT from Cynthia. Fast and furious action, ladies and gentlemen. And Titus with a snap suplex to Anaconda, but gets hammered down in the corner. Oh, a miscommunication. Anaconda pulls Titus up too soon. Cobra eats nothing but canvas. And Cobra again going for something in the corner, but again eats nothing but is unable to follow up because of a miscommunication between our two cold snakes here. Of course, miscommunication is the name of the game when it comes to these two. They are a successful tag team in spite of their... ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Another Titus roll. That's a... Oh, if only Gary Bloomfield were here to call this move here. Oh, goes for a pin, but he is not the legal man in the ring. Cobra with a running bulldog to Cynthia. And Cynthia in trouble deep in the Cold Snake's corner. A timely pin could spell the end of this match very quickly. Cynthia with a bulldog of her own. Very impressed with the resilience of Cynthia Love here. She's been on the receiving end of some tremendous punishment from these masked marauders here. Big chop just levels Cynthia Love. And for the third time, Junior Cobra goes for something. Anaconda pulls Cynthia up. These two might want to have a talk after this match is finished. And another gigantic headbutt. Cynthia is in deep trouble, in hot water. And Anaconda, Tree of Woe, ties Cynthia up and delivers a vicious headbutt right to the knee. That is a unique use of the noggin there in this match. Oh, Cynthia flips out of the corner. Anaconda sends her to her own corner, though. Drops her with a Russian-style neck drop suplex. And tags out to Titus as we pass the 25-minute mark in this marathon match. Reckless Love taunting to the crowd there, while Cobra manages a snake bite on Titus Love. Unfortunately, Titus's foot is in the ropes, so the referee cannot count the pinfall. Titus comes off the ropes, manages a cross chop, takes Cobra down. And Cobra again with a Manhattan drop, followed by a drop kick. Beautiful drop kick by the smaller of the Cold Snakes. Punches in bunches, Cobra versus Titus. And Titus finishes Cobra off with a big headbutt, but Cobra comes back with a spinning wheel kick, and both men are down. And another big bulldog sends Titus to the ground, and Cobra's going to tag out to his partner. Cold Snakes, Sandwich City there, taking out Titus, and clips the member of Reckless Love in the back of the knee, while Giant Anaconda delivers a vicious-looking suplex and goes for the pin. Cynthia, of course, in to break it up. That is deep in Reckless Love's corner. Oh, Titus with a huge spear on Giant Anaconda. And he follows it up with Till Death Do Us Part. Referee checking in. This is Titus Love's finisher, ladies and gentlemen. Till Death Do Us Part. Cobra able to help break him out. But Cobra immediately eats a spinning neck breaker by Cynthia. She calls that Love's first kiss. Both Cold Snakes have eaten the finishers of Reckless Love in succession here. These two are in trouble here, but still a ton of fight left in these masked men. Anaconda tags out to Junior Cobra, and they manage a successful double team on Cynthia. Cobra sends Cynthia in, and Cobra sends her to the opposite corner, and Anaconda does not go, but Cobra will, and a meeting of the minds. The Cold Snakes are not the brightest crayons in the box, ladies and gentlemen. This much we know. But what they lack in precision, they make up for in ambition. Cobra eating a Firebird splash and a flipping 450, but Cobra manages to wrap Cynthia up. Titus breaks it up at 2. All 4 members of this match in the ring right now. Here for brawl, ladies and gentlemen. Cobra with a double knee breaker to the face. Cynthia and Cobra head-to-head collision as we have passed the half-hour mark in this match. Cynthia with a big-time bulldog to Junior Cobra. And Cobra with the snake bite. 1, 2. And Titus able to break it up. Oh my goodness, Giant Anaconda with a huge Olympic-style slam on Cynthia. As Titus wraps up Anaconda in the Titus roll. And Cynthia has Cobra up. Oh, Love's first kiss, ladies and gentlemen. 1, 2, and 3. Giant Anaconda was being held up by Titus in a compromising position while Cynthia Love managed Love's first kiss on Junior Cobra. Reckless Love is your winner, ladies and gentlemen, reminding the world at long last why they are the PWA Tag Team Champions. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. I absolutely loved calling that one despite the antics of both teams. Your winners, Reckless Love. Absolutely beautiful encounter. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we approach our third match of the evening, and this is going to be some exciting singles action as the surgical specialist Akira Wilde takes on an old rival in Diners Club's Chonk. Now, Akira Wilde most recently unsuccessful in his attempt to regain the INCW championship from Gorgon Ramsay at Full Effect. Chonk, on the other hand, very successful in teaming with Shade and gaining the INCW Tag Team Championships. Chonk has been on quite a roll, while Akira Wilde has definitely seen better days. The surgical specialist would love to change his fortunes and get some measure of revenge on Diners Club tonight. Will that be the case? Hard to tell, because Chonk is a mountain of a man and a tremendous challenge even on his worst of days. And these days, Chonk is flying extremely high. Chonk, of course, exploded on the scene in INCW just a couple of seasons ago and has gone on to evolve into quite the amazing competitor in NWC. There is no one stronger, there is no one more intimidating in all of the National Wrestling Council. And certainly all of that power and destruction is going to be put to bear today as he tries to fully defeat a man who has dogged him for the last 2 seasons in Akira Wilde. Chonk starting off fast and strong with a clubbing blow to the back of the head and an elbow drop. And of course, in a test of strength, Akira Wilde is going to come up short against the Devourer. Folks, there is quite a size difference here. That goes without saying, of course, to anyone with eyes, but Chonk outweighs Akira Wilde by in excess of 100 pounds here. Probably closer to the 150 mark now that I look at it here, the tail of the tape. Akira Wilde comes off with a stinging clothesline on Chonk. Akira is going to have to stick and move and take advantage of his speed and stamina against this monster of a man. Chonk sends Akira to the ropes and just begins hammering the former NWC champion with fist after fist, huge can-to-ham-sized fist. But Akira Wilde comes back with a belly-to-belly Greco-plex that takes Chonk down. Hip toss on the large man, tremendous strength by Akira Wilde. And just a clubbing clothesline and a huge big boot. You are not going to compete power for power with Chonk on any day of the week, I assure you, ladies and gentlemen. Akira again with a hip toss on Chonk. And a forearm shiver, followed by a peppering punch. Akira's going to looks like he's trying to stick and move, but the last thing he wants to do is to get trapped in a corner there by this big man. Wow, big time inverted suplex on Akira Wilde by Chonk. Akira trying to put some distance between himself and the big man, and look at this huge choke. Takes Akira straight off of his feet, completely removing his feet from the equation, taking him high in the air. Chonk, an incredibly powerful man, and does it a second time, just hanging the former champion out to dry. And would you look at that, Chonk just biting into the forehead of Akira Wilde, determined to draw blood. as he did the last time they met. And yep, I'm seeing some color there on the ring mat, ladies and gentlemen. Akira Wilde is bleeding from the forehead at this point. We'll have to see how that affects him as this match continues to develop. Akira sends Chonk to the ropes, goes for what looks like a Hurricane Rana, but misses entirely, only to be hoisted by the throat up into the air again by Chonk. Akira again with a hip whip takes Chonk down, tries to follow up with a clothesline, but misses entirely, but just gets hammered in the gut. And just a huge stomp and a splash right in the middle of the ring. And just like that, we just about saw this match end, ladies and gentlemen. Akira just barely able to get a shoulder up in time. And Akira is in the process of staining that mat red with his own hemoglobin. Akira comes off the ropes, and a big clothesline. Akira using a lot of energy to create that momentum, but that's what he's got to do. And would you look at that, big-time Hurricane Rana takes the big man down. But again, Chonk goes right back to what brought him to the dance, and that is his brutality, just biting into the facial features of Akira Wilde. Akira's going to really need to try to do something to open up here. Goes for a pin, a rolling prawn hold, 1, 2. Almost caught the big man sleeping. But close only counts and horseshoes and hand grenades, folks, and Akira again just having the life throttled out of him by this big man. And would you look at that, Chonk with a huge gut buster to Akira Wilde, but Chonk may have overextended himself. He is tired, folks. He is unable to capitalize, giving Akira a chance to roll him up. 1, 2, and Akira almost steals a victory as Chonk is really feeling a little bit on the winded side here. It takes a lot of energy to move a frame that size around. Chonk comes off the ropes. Big clothesline. But Chonk is tired, ladies and gentlemen. Misses a haymaker of a punch. And for the third time, Akira goes for a prawn hold. 1, 2. Chonk able to get out, though. Able to get a shoulder up. And again, using energy of his own to bounce off those ropes for momentum. That may come back to bite Chonk. Here with a big body slam, showing his strength. And a series of punches and kicks to Chonk, followed by a DDT as the surgical specialist begins to try to build some momentum. Comes off the ropes. And another pin. 1, 2. Chonk again gets a shoulder up. And big gut buster. And this time again, Chonk unable to capitalize. Chonk with a big bear hug, trying to take Akira down. And another huge clothesline. And would you look at that? Akira kick has Chonk down. 1, 2. And Chonk gets a shoulder up right at the last fraction of a second. But Chonk takes Akira down with a big headbutt and a giant body splash. 1, 2. And Akira unable to account for the size, the strength, the unbelievable power of the tag team champion Chonk. Chonk has defeated the surgical specialist Akira Wilde, and Akira is going to have to do something to change up his game as he enters Season 2 of NWC. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be heading down to the ring for our next exciting contest in just a moment. And folks, what a match it is. We're going to be seeing special Battle Royal action that takes advantage of the PWA intergender rules. Yes, folks, we're going to be seeing Alyssa Wilde, Bokrug, Brawler, Beckett, and Laniev in a very special first fall to a finish Battle Royal contest. All 4 of these competitors will be facing off against each other, and the competitor that is able to score a pinfall or submission first will be declared your winner. This is going to be some exciting action, ladies and gentlemen, and the kind of action that you can't normally see on NWC tonight. Hopefully this will be a sign of things to come as these tremendous competitors are given future opportunities on stages like this to show just what they can do. Folks, we're going to take you to ringside where our 4 competitors are already in the ring. Referee checking in. And the bout is underway. I can already tell you, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be very hard to call all of the exciting action that we're about to see. All four of these competitors are just tremendous top-shelf talents. Of course, La Nieve, a regular in the PWA light heavyweight scene, multiple times has held that number one contender spot to the belt that is currently held by Derek Arzon. And of course, Alyssa Wilde, who we just saw taking on Danica Raven at full effect in a losing effort, but in a brutal contest that reminded the world of just why she was a finalist in the PWA King of Deathmatch tournament just a few months ago. And of course, we have Brawler Beckett, who is someone who needs no introduction, a tremendous competitor, your mother's champion, and someone who came within mere moments of being the one to face Damian Black for his coveted NWC championship at full effect. And of course, Bokrug, one of the greatest tag team competitors in PWA history, and of course, a recent former INCW champion. These four competitors are just amazing in their own right, and we get a chance to see a bout that we normally would not be able to see under NWC rules. Of course, Brawler Beckett going low against Bokrug, a stomp to the nether regions. Brawler Beckett, a tremendously dangerous figure. Alyssa going to the eyes, though, showing that she's also willing to get as vicious as she needs to be. And would you look at that, Brawler Beckett with a hoof right to the loins there of La Nieve. I mean, again, I'm not fully sure that he's up to date on the anatomy concerns that we have in this ring. Brawler Beckett, your mother's champion, with a suplex to the only mother in this ring. Alyssa Wilde, of course, mother of the White Rabbit, Nikki Wilde. Fact that certainly has interested Brawler Beckett in the past. Because he's a creep, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, and a huge leg drop by Alyssa Wilde onto the... And again, Brawler Beckett with the dirty tactics. Anything for a win. Giving no quarter regardless of your God-given gender. Retroplex to Bokrug by Alyssa Wilde. Interesting fact, Alyssa Wilde, at a standard height of 6 feet 1 inch, is the tallest competitor in this ring, despite the fact that two of her opponents are of the male variety. Alyssa Wilde, frequently the strongest competitor in any given ring. She competed in the men's heavyweight division back in PWA. Certainly, she's excited about an opportunity to mix it up with some people who are normally outside of her given NWC division. Brawler Beckett sent to the corner. Bokrug doing a pretty good job of handling the ring, maneuvering everyone around, and has a beautiful leg lock on La Nieve. And La Nieve returns the favor, but this time to Brawler Beckett. While Bokrug manages to win a slugfest against Alyssa Wilde, something that few men can claim to have done. And Alyssa Wilde has locked in a seated Alyssa lock, pulling a maneuver out from her PWA days. And a big frog splash to the corpse-painted warrior. Of course, I remind you folks, this is first fall to a finish, so we're going to be seeing several pin attempts broken up here as each wrestler struggles to jockey for position to be the one to get the fall that will end this match. Series of knuckle arrows to the forehead of Bokrug by Alyssa Wilde. Shifts her focus over to Brawler Beckett, who shifts something in Alyssa Wilde with the tip of his toe there. Oh, goodness. Bokrug sends Brawler Beckett crashing to the mat, pulls him by the hair once and twice, and follows it up with a big single-footed drop kick to the face of your mother's champion. Nieve with an attempted pin, while Bokrug gets dropped on his head by Brawler Beckett. Tremendous action here on all fronts. Brawler Beckett with a belly-to-belly suplex on La Nieve, while Bokrug steps over into a leg lock on Alyssa Wilde. Broken up by Niev. Once again, first fall to a finish means that each wrestler is going to be very protective of his opponent, of his or her opponents, in their pinning predicaments. Burning hammer right in the center of the ring to Alyssa Wilde by Brawler Beckett. Burning hammer, one of the most sudden and surprising maneuvers in all of the NWC. Big Insaguri back brain style kick to Brawler Beckett by Laniev. And Alyssa with a spin kick that takes the luchador down. And Bokrug with a wheel kick that takes down Niev as well. And Brawler Beckett goes for the pin, to be broken up immediately by Bokrug. And would you look at that, Niev with the Glacier drop on Alyssa. Unfortunately, it is in the ropes. And, Niev steals a pin. And 2.9, nearly a 3 count. Big lung blower by Bokrug onto Brawler Beckett. And Niev just tosses Bokrug halfway across the ring there. Niev to the top rope. Wait a minute. Brawler Beckett. Ladies and gentlemen, Brawler Beckett went for a pin. Niev was set up on the top rope, focused on Alyssa, and did not see it. Brawler Beckett has stolen at the 12-minute mark, stolen a pinfall over Bokrug to get the win in this battle royal. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner for the evening at a time of 12 minutes and 46 seconds, your mother's champion, Brawler Beckett. Tremendous action, ladies and gentlemen. We have just seen such amazing things. It is refreshing, folks, to see this lo-fi presentation here on NWC Retro Rampage. And we still have some action for you. Our next bout is a tag team, rematch of sorts. You might recall that at full effect, the Diners Club, Vinny Durango and Shade were set to take on the Masked Invaders for their coveted INCW Tag Team Championships. However, due to the implementation of the Freebird rule, the Diners Club replaced Vinny Durango with Chonk, and those two were able to dethrone the Masked Invaders. Tonight, however, we will see what could have been, as Vinny Durango and Shade will be taking on the Masked Invaders in a single fall, non-title exhibition match. The Invaders requested this, and Diners Club obliged. We're going to see if Shade and Vinny Durango could have been a combination that could have dethroned the INCW Tag Team Champions. This should be a very exciting bout. The Masked Invaders are fighting mad after narrowly losing their coveted championships to Shade and Chonk, and they are looking for any chance they have to exact some revenge on the Diners Club for their actions. Masked Invaders, of course, looking stoic as always. Referee rings the bell, and we are underway. A test of strength starts us off as Shade hammers the Masked Invader with a forearm. That is Invader number 1, I do believe. Comes off the ropes with a big-time flying bulldog. The Diners Club starting out strong, but Invader number 1 has a lot of gas left in the tank. Big body slam takes the enigmatic one down, and follows up with a cut to the face with the edge of the boot there. And Invader number 1 just hammering Shade in the back. The Masked Invaders none too happy with losing their coveted titles. They certainly blame the Diners Club for pulling some shenanigans and that last-minute substitution. Of course, the Invaders not prepared to handle the girth of Chonk. Look at this, though. Durango and Shade showing they are a capable team. Neckbreaker assisted double team neckbreaker on Invader number 1. And Shade with a beautiful Hurricane Rana passes it off to Vinny Durango, who sets the Invader down, comes off the ropes, and just delivers a stiff kick to the chest. Invader number 1 tags out to Invader number 2. Vinny Durango, a capable wrestler in his own right, has to deal with the combined might of the former tag team champions. It's Invader number 2 in there with Vinny Durango, of course, with the ever-present sunglasses and bowler hat. $100 to the first man to knock those off of Vinny Durango's face. And big hip toss by the Masked Invader and begins cranking on the neck of Vinny Durango. Durango giving away quite a bit of size to Invader number 2 there. Sends Durango to the ropes. And a big-time back body drop goes for a quick pin. Durango out before the 1 count, showing that it's going to take a lot more than that to take out the maitre d' of the Diners Club. Vinny Durango, a judicious tag out to Shade, and some beautiful double-team offense. Assisted powerbomb neckbreaker, second one of the match. Now each of the Invaders has eaten that particular move. Shade with a backdrop, keeping Invader number 2 firmly in the Diners Club's corner. Follows with a fancy elbow drop. And Masked Invader 2, nothing fancy himself, just a huge clubbing blow to the back. Tags out to his partner. Invaders 1 and 2 taking advantage of that referee's 5 count. Pouring on the punishment. Big time pile driver on Shade by Invader number 2. And Invader number 1 keeps the pressure on by clipping the leg out from underneath the enigmatic one. Has both arms, goes for a double arm suplex as well, and right to the abdominal claw. Signature maneuver of the Masked Invaders, the abdominal claw, a vicious maneuver that will rearrange your lunch, let me tell you, folks. Quick tag out to Vinny Durango. Third attempt at that powerbomb combo, kicked away by the Invader. Invader number 1, it is in the ring at this moment. Big body slam on Vinny Durango. And goes right back to that chin lock, just twisting the neck of Vinny Durango. Durango sends the Invader to the ropes, shoulder-to-shoulder collision, neither man moves. Gotta say, I'm very impressed by the current holder of the BIG Championship. Vinny Durango has proven himself to be quite an adept competitor in the ring, but sometimes I must say his eyes are a little bigger than his stomach. He is not the largest dog in the fight, and he frequently tends to pick fights against sizable opponents. Big pile driver on Vinny Durango, and look at that crisp, clean tag team offense. Pile driver floats straight over into that Boston Crab. Invader sends Durango into the corner, attempts to sandwich him in there, but Durango quick on his feet, an oily snake of a man, that Vinny Durango. Very slippery, as they say. Oh, and look at that, measured kick to the knee of the Invader by Vincent K. Durango. And the abdominal claw applied this time on Shade. Vinny in there to keep his man safe. Oh, and Shade and Invader number 2 trading punches back and forth. And Shade gets the better of it, but I don't know that I would devote a lot of attention to trading blows with these bruisers, these masked bruisers. They are all muscle and attitude, let me tell you. Shade fights off both Invaders as we pass the 11-minute mark in this match. Uh-oh, Vinny Durango in the wrong part of town. Masked Invader number 2 now with a big clubbing blow to the back of Mr. Durango's head. But Durango manages to get him up in a big-time vertical suplex, showing his strength and skill. But Vinny is again in the bad part of town there. And the Invader picks him up and suplexes him down. Goes around behind and chops the leg out from underneath the diminutive Vinny Durango. And a big-time headbutt to the crown, followed once again by that chin lock there. Vinny Durango sends the Invader to the ropes, but just gets bowled over despite the best efforts of Shade, and Shade gets caught in the abdominal stretch. That, of course, is another Invader specialty. You do not want to be in that hole for very long from these strong, old-school competitors. Would you look at that? What is the Invader doing? Oh, just hangs him out to dry. Just a kick straight to the side of the head sends Vinny Durango crashing to the mat. And the abdominal stretch again. Shade unable to aid his friend Vinny Durango. I use friend in quotation marks. And the abdominal stretch once again. Invader number 2 doing an excellent job of handling both of these smaller members of the Diners Club. I'm sure they're both wishing that Chonk was here right now to take the brunt of some of this assault. Durango and Shade, assisted powerbomb neckbreaker to one of the Invaders. I do believe I've lost track of who's who, ladies and gentlemen. Vinny Durango with a big kick to the side of the Invader's head. And a big power slam deep in the Invader's corner. I believe that is Invader number 1 now, ladies and gentlemen. Shade with a beautiful Hurricane Rana. And a pinning combination by the enigmatic one. 2 count only. Invader has Shade up. Gut buster. Flapjack style gut buster. What's he doing? Measuring him? Oh, just a vicious forearm to the jaw of Shade there. Oh my goodness. But Shade fires back with a headbutt and a beautiful standing shooting star press. Gets a solid 2 count, but nothing more. Shade having to fend off both masked Invaders right now as Invader number 1 drags him closer to the corner there. And heads up to the top. Big time fist drop from the top rope. But Shade with a quick go behind manages to take the Invader down and makes a much needed tag to Vinny Durango. Both Invaders, though, they've got Shade. Double suplex on Shade. Shade, of course, not the legal man, though. That honor goes to Vinny Durango, who catches the attention of the Invaders there. Oh, and Vinny Durango showing some attitude. Showing that, yeah. He brings some fancy footwork to bear there. Oh, and look at this. Repeated attacks, repeated slaps. What's he doing? Measuring his man, and a curb stomp right to the head of the Invader. Vinny Durango bringing out some dirty tactics, ladies and gentlemen. An assisted long-distance 6-star hop from the top by Invader number 2. That is some professional tag team wrestling, ladies and gentlemen. And comes off with a fist drop onto Vinny Durango. Vinny with a knuckle arrow and manages a quick small package, but it is caught in the ropes. But that's not going to stop Vinny from celebrating. But the Invader throws Vinny Durango out, and both Invaders are out there taking advantage of Durango on the outside of the ring. Series of punches as Shade comes and tries to split the load by taking one Invader off of Vinny's hands. Vinny with a low blow, staying alive, manages to make it into the ring, a back cracker, and Shade just sort of sitting on the Invader. Well, that's one way to keep a man down, that's for sure. Vinny Durango with a drop toe hold, picks up the Invader. I believe that's Invader number 1 at this point, and unfortunately eats a huge World's Strongest Slam style power slam. But Vinny, rescued by Shade, who manages a power slam of his own. As we have passed the 20-minute mark in this match, ladies and gentlemen, this is a marathon between two very skilled, if very different teams. Stomach claw by the Invader. Shade unable to help, or uninterested in helping. Vinny able to pull himself out of it. Thank goodness. Tell you, I'm not entirely sure that Shade fully respects Vinny Durango. He has on more than one occasion left his friend and confidant out to dry. Not that I want to speculate at all. Ooh, Vinny Durango, just a leg stretcher on Invader number 1, while Shade chokes the life out of Invader number 2. And my goodness, did you see the height on that absolutely ridiculous elbow drop attempt by Vinny Durango? I'm not sure what he was going for or who he was trying to land on, but it was certainly spectacular. Back and forth they go. Shade with a big-time headbutt takes out the Invader as we crest the 23-minute mark in this match. Invader number 2 able to break up that pinfall, puts a boot to the face of Shade, but Shade with a quick go-behind takes his Invader down and goes for another vicious choke, just choking the life out of the Invaders. And with a quick pinfall, 1, 2, nearly a 3-count. Shade just about stole that one, ladies and gentlemen. Goes for the pin a second time. Vinny unable to stop Invader number 1 from breaking that one up, though. Chin crusher by Shade as the Invader number 2 is doling out chops like they're candy. 25 minutes into this epic encounter, ladies and gentlemen. Invader number 1 has Vinny Durango in a headlock, taking him to the far side corner there, and just kicks him square in the face. Nothing pretty about the Invader's offense, but Vinny Durango with a hammerlock, but manages to get kicked out from underneath him, attempting to utilize some heretofore unseen amateur skills by the Maitre D' of the Diners Club. Invader number 2 just bowls over Vinny Durango, and a huge clothesline following that, and just pulls him by the bowler hat straight to the mat. And a big power slam as well, but deep in the ropes. And look at this, ladies and gentlemen, Vinny Durango just kicking the holy crud out of the face of the Invader. Manages to get it interrupted, though, and folks, Shade was too busy choking the life out of Invader number 2, and Invader number 1 able to administer that stomach claw and force a submission. Your winners and the winners of the moral victory here, the Masked Invaders, showing that at least this particular incarnation of the Diners Club on this particular night, they had the number of. Of course, folks, this is a non-title match, so your tag team champions are still the Diners Club, Chonk and Shade, but the Invaders at least get some semblance of a moral piece of vengeance here against the team that defeated them at Full Effect. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we have some exciting singles action, a match that no one thought we would ever see. We're going to see the former Women's INCW Champion Nikki Wilde taking on the current reigning NWC Champion Damian Black. Ladies and gentlemen, under normal NWC rules, a match like this could never take place, but as we've said, tonight's action is happening under PWA rules, which means that men can fight women and vice versa. We're going to get to see Nikki Wilde, one of the most dominant women's champions, taking on the most dominant men's champion in recent memory. And of course, Nikki, a recent loser of her INCW women's title to Anna Sokolov at Full Effect, she is certainly going to be interested in trying to achieve some measure of satisfaction after such a bitter loss. And of course, Damian Black coming off of a tremendous victory, beating Paul Gravett in the final match of NWC Full Effect. Nikki Wilde, the White Rabbit, and Angel Face Damian Black shared the main event slot, and now we will see them go head-to-head. Referee has rung the bell, and we are underway in this very unique, very unusual encounter. You know, this is an interesting encounter for a number of reasons, ladies and gentlemen, not the least of which is that the first wrestling contract that the White Rabbit ever signed was actually signed on her 18th birthday, brought to her hand-delivered by the owner of PWA, Damian Black, as a birthday present. Right in front of the entire Wilde family clan. A very enthusiastic Nikki Wilde joined the ranks of PWA. It was there that she, in fact, met Derek Arzon and began her relationship with him that eventually led to the formation of Forever Unchained. I have to wonder if Damian Black has any thoughts about that. Now back to the action in the ring here. Damian Black doing an excellent job of routing Nikki Wild's offense. Damian is, of course, going to want to maintain a measured pace here, while Nikki Wild goes for the eclectic, fast-paced offense. White Rabbit with a kick to the gut of the NWC World Champion. Goes around behind, but Damian Black spins around behind, but catches an elbow for his trouble. Nikki Wild delivers a stiff forearm, and now the two are trading blows. I don't know that if I'm Nikki, I'd want to do that. Damian Black with a height and weight advantage that is not inconsiderable. But Nikki Wild excels at speed and explosiveness. We'll have to see if that can make up the deficiency here. Nikki Wild with a go-behind, and a flying drop kick to the back of the crown. Nikki sends Damian Black to the corner. No, reversed. But Nikki manages a suplex, hangs on, a second suplex, and 3 full amigos. Damian Black is sent spilling to the outside of the ring. Nikki Wild follows, sends Damian back in, has the champion reeling, and grabs hold of that ponytail and throws him to the mat. Nikki Wild is not... Oh my goodness! A headbutt to the nether regions followed by a swift kick. But Damian Black answers back with a belly-to-belly suplex. He's going to be sticking to the traditional fundamentals, ladies and gentlemen, while Nikki is probably going to be with a more catch-as-catch-can strike-based offense. Nikki has control of Damian, sends him to the corner, delivers a couple of stiff punches. But Damian Black sends him to the ropes, and a big shoulder block, taking advantage of his superior weight, but goes for a flying elbow drop. Nikki manages to get out of the way. Folks, I can't get over what a unique encounter this is. We are seeing one of the longest reigning INCW Women's Champions in recent memory taking on one of the longest reigning NWC World Champions that we've ever had. What a fantastic encounter between two representatives of their given divisions. Nikki with a Greco-plex gets a 2 count and a big-time headbutt, and she is letting the crowd know that she has got this well in hand. Nikki with a bulldog sends Damian Black face first into the ground. What a blow to Damian Black's ego if the former women's champion is able to take him out today. And that is no knock to Nikki Wild, let me tell you. But Damian Black does not want to take a loss while basking in the glory of his full effect victory. That's for sure. Black with a headlock. Controls his opponent, goes to the top turnbuckle, comes off with an elbow drop to the small of the back of the White Rabbit, and locks in a very interesting head and leg submission hold there. And look at that, Damian goes to the eyes, follows it up with a clothesline and a stomp to the face. Damian Black is all about efficiency of movement. And that was an efficient movement, let me tell you. Head to the groin, followed by a swift kick to the jaw, and a stun bun! Ladies and gentlemen, is that it at 9 minutes? Has Nikki Wild gotten the Duke? Damian Black able to get a shoulder up at the last possible second. That was not a forceful kick out, ladies and gentlemen. Damian Black was in trouble, and he is not out of the woods yet, as Nikki Wild sends him face first into the mat and rolls him up. 1, 2... and nearly a pin. My goodness. Black with a pinfall, though. 1, 2, and answers back with another near fall. These two are trading near falls. Nikki Wild with a duo of suplexes, a trio of suplexes. And goes for the pin again. 1, 2, and for the third time in as many minutes, a near fall. Damian Black answers with a series of punches, goes to the top rope, measuring his opponent, comes off with a beautiful missile drop kick. What amazing action, ladies and gentlemen. just slams Nikki head and shoulders first into the mat with that belly-to-back suplex. Goes for a pin. 1, 2, and Nikki once again at the last possible moment kicks out. Hits a DDT, kips up out of it, goes to the top rope, and a big macho-style elbow drop to Damian Black. And another stun bun, but Damian Black stands up straight out of it and gets a right hand for his trouble. Black kicks his opponent down. He's going to have to regroup, ladies and gentlemen. Nikki Wilde was all flash and fury, and a blackout. Just like that, a huge blackout from Damian Black. But Nikki somehow the first to recover. And a solid 2 count. My goodness, these two are trading near falls left and right. Oh my goodness, ladies and gentlemen. Damian Black outside the ring. Rope-assisted missile drop kick. My goodness, wow. Nikki sends Damian Black to the ropes. Lands on him in a Fez press and just starts hammering him with left hands. Again and again, just punching, just peppering the world champion in the facial region. Black sends Nikki to the ropes. Nikki, reversal, sends Black to the ropes. And just plants him with a spine buster right in the center of the ring. And calling on the crowd for support, unusual for Nikki Wilde. Not usually a fan favorite, but you gotta love an underdog. And any match against Damian Black puts you in the underdog position, and that is for sure. Black sends Wilde to the ropes. And a big-time clothesline. Of course, Damian Black, a huge... Oh, my goodness. Huge kick between the legs by Nikki Wilde. There is some dirty pool. Goes over for a pin. Deep into the ropes. But not so deep she can't hit a stun bun. Damian Black out cold. Goes for the pin. 1, 2. And Black, once again, at the 15-minute mark, able to get a shoulder up. Angel suplex, but the feet in the ropes. And Black has her up. Spike pile driver head first into the mat. Of course, Black has a history of taking on Wildes in high-profile singles matches, but this is a whole new generation of Wilde he's facing tonight. Nikki Wilde sent to the ropes, and the two head-to-head collision, both out cold on the mat, both exhausted as we've hit the 17-minute mark in this absolutely stellar encounter. Nikki Wilde, suplex, second suplex, third suplex sends Damian Black crashing to the outside, bounces off the far rope, vaults onto the champion inside the ring to the outside. Oh my! And bulldogs angel face Damian Black straight into the canvas, goes for the pin. 1, 2, and Damian Black able to kick out again and hits an angel suplex. 1, 2, and Nikki Wilde kicks out. Goodness gracious, what is it going to take for one of these two to finish off their opponent? Black throws Wilde to the outside, takes a moment to collect himself, grabs Nikki, big-time backbreaker, comes off the ropes, 2 feet straight to the jaw. That may have knocked her unconscious, ladies and gentlemen. Black goes for the pin. 1, 2, and 3. Wow, what an encounter at just over 19 minutes. Your world champion, Damian Black, your world NWC champion, shows just why he has that title as he has put away the White Rabbit, Nikki Wilde. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, what an encounter. I hope to see more matches like that, of that caliber, between worthy opponents. And Nikki Wilde, to be applauded for stepping outside of her division to take on the greatest challenge possible. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, the time has arrived for our main event of the evening, and this is going to be the first ever retro replay match. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be seeing a rematch of FU versus Sanctum, a match in which FU is going to get a chance to try to defeat the team that defeated them at NWC Full Effect. Now, this is going to be a challenge, ladies and gentlemen, because much like Full Effect, FU is not coming into this match at 100%. You'll notice that Nikki Wilde is not with Derek Arzon in the spoiler. She is, of course, in the training room being looked at after her match against Damian Black. That means that FU is going to be coming into this match one person down. For while this is a standard tag team affair, Sanctum will have in their corner the unhinged Evelyn Sin. You don't see her right now, but I assure you she will be there once the rest of the members enter the ring. And of course, Evelyn Sin is more than just a psychological advantage. She is a very dangerous competitor and could become physically involved in this match before the evening is done. The referee rings the bell, and our match is underway. Red Holiday sends the spoiler to the ropes. You can see, of course, Oliver and Evelyn Sin standing by, ready to do their leader's bidding. Big knee to the gut of Red Holiday by the spoiler. Spoiler with a punch to the stomach there. Of course, you know, Spoiler, the first man eliminated from FU in the elimination match that they were in at Full Effect. Now, this is a one fall to a finish match this evening, so this is not under elimination rules, but you know that Spoiler is going to want to get some revenge on Oliver Sin, the man who gave him the black cross that took him out of yesterday's match. Oliver sends Spoiler to the corner, chops him down, lands a beautiful moonsault. Oliver Sin, an incredibly talented, incredibly skilled, high-flying young man. We've always thought that Oliver Sin's best days were ahead of him back in PWA, and now it is wonderful to see his potential continue to be realized as he makes waves against the ever-dangerous Forever Unchained. Big dragon screw leg whip onto Derek Arzon by Oliver Sin. Tags out to Red Holiday. And Red Holiday and Derek Arzon going toe-to-toe, blow for blow. Both men down. And Red Holiday grabs a handful of Derek Arzon's hair and drives him to the mat. Big forearm shot to Holiday by Derek Arzon, the current reigning defending PWA light heavyweight champion. And he tags out to his partner, the spoiler, the current reigning defending PWA heavyweight champion. Arm blitz on to Red Holiday, ladies and gentlemen. Arm blitz. He is not the legal man in the ring, but he can certainly do some serious damage to that arm. Red Holiday has Spoiler in a headlock. Tags out to his partner, Oliver Sin. Spoiler fighting off both members of Sanctum there. Sends Oliver to the far corner, while Red Holiday nails the spoiler right in the ribs with that knee. Oliver Sin goes to the eyes, comes off the ropes, goes for a big knee, but Spoiler able to deftly avoid it. An experienced and wily veteran that he is. And these two go toe-to-toe, punches and kicks. And Oliver gets the better of it, goes for the pin. One. Just a one count so far as we crest the 6-minute mark of this tag team encounter. And would you look at that, sandwich-style double lariat by the members of Forever Unchained. And a 2 count on Oliver Sin deep in the Forever Unchained corner. Oliver sent to the ropes, and a big drop kick by Derek Arzon. Oliver Sin goes to the eyes, comes off the ropes, again goes for that vicious knee, but for the third time in this match it catches nothing but air. A series of chops manage to hit their mark, just chopping down Derek Arzon like he made a cordwood. Goes for the pin, only a 1 count so far. Tags out to the Fallen One. Sin controlling his man, stomping on him. Red Holiday smoothly takes over, sent him to the ropes. The two collide. No man goes anywhere, but a big suplex holds on. But feet in the ropes. Oh, spoiler with a big body slam on Red Holiday. Sends him to the corner. Brings him up into a bear hug right in the middle of the ring, squeezing the life out of the Fallen. And he picks Holiday up high in the air. Vertical suplex sends the leader of Sanctum crashing down to the mat. And would you look at that strength? Red Holiday lifts the spoiler straight off the ground in a double-handed chokehold and tags out to his partner, Oliver Sin. Both members of Sanctum working together. Oliver Sin sent to the far corner with a big wheel kick. And Red Holiday follows up again with another one of those large hanging chokes, but Derek Arzon has Oliver Sin. But Sin able to send Arzon careening off the side of the apron there. And he comes off the ropes. What's he going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Big kick right to the face of the spoiler. But Spoiler has plenty of power left over and hammers Sin down. We are now 11 minutes into this tag team encounter, ladies and gentlemen, and we're seeing some fantastic tag team action. Quick tags, efficient use of cutting the ring in half, and arm blitz on Oliver Sin. Arm blitz right in the center of the ring. Sin able to fight his way out, though. Gouges Derek Arzon in the eyes, comes off the ropes, and nails Arzon in the back of the head with that knee that he's been trying to land for this entire match. Both members of Sanctum in with a double enziguri on Lightning Derek Arzon, and Oliver Sin with a high-impact attack off the top rope. Excellent tandem offense by the members of Sanctum. And Red Holiday and Derek Arzon engaging in a back-and-forth duel in the center of the ring, won temporarily by Holiday, who cinches Arzon into a submission hold, only to be broken up by the spoiler. And the arm blitz on Red Holiday right in the center of the ring there, but the referee calls for it. Holiday's feet managing to reach those ropes just by a hair. Oh, a couple of vicious punches to the back of Arzon's head by the members of Sanctum. And they have Arzon up in a double suplex. Just crashing him down to the mat. Oliver follows up with a shooting star press. And the spoiler able to break it up at the last second. Double kicks to the midsection of Derek Arzon by the ever-dangerous Oliver Sin, and a flipping leg drop as well. Hits the mark right to the back of the head, and a short DDT just destroys the frontal lobe of Derek Arzon. Oliver doing an excellent job of fighting off both members of FU. But a headbutt takes the smaller member of Sanctum's duo down and thrown outside the ring by the spoiler, so the assault can continue on the floor, but Sanctum able to reverse the fortunes, and both Oliver Sin and Red Holiday have the members of Forever Unchained in deep trouble out here. Arm drag takedown by Oliver Sin on the spoiler, and he is going to go ahead and tag out to Red Holiday. Both members of Sanctum with a double enziguri on the sides of the head of the spoiler, and a sit-out face buster by Oliver Sin. And would you look at that, ladies and gentlemen, that is the Hero's Fall. Red Holiday has the spoiler in the Hero's Fall broken up by Derek Arzon. What an excellent match, ladies and gentlemen, equaling the work they put in at full effect. It's like they're beginning right where they left off without missing a beat. Just a series of vicious stomps to the head and body of the spoiler. But spoiler sends Red Holiday crashing to the mat. And the heroes fall on Derek Arzon, if only for a moment, but then one for the spoiler as well. No one to break it up, but the spoiler is not the legal man. He may be put out, folks, but he will not lose the match this way. Spoiler off to the side of the ring to lick his wounds, while Arzon sends Holiday to the ropes, and a big flapjack sends him crashing face first into the mat. And a big drop kick by Lightning Derek Arzon. Tags out to Oliver Sin. And a big kick takes down Derek Arzon, doing an excellent job of keeping him in the sanctum corner of the ring. Oh, but would you look at that? A miscommunication leads to an arm lock by Derek Arzon, a key lock there on Oliver Sin. And Sin goes to the eyes and nails Arzon with a drop kick right in the back, followed by a very rude-looking neck breaker. Derek Arzon tagging out at the 20-minute mark to his partner, the Spoiler. Both of these teams with a lot of gas left in the tank. I'm not sure what it's going to take. That could be it, though. Big-time thunder stroke, followed by a pin. Out of nowhere, a thunder stroke almost sealed the deal for FU, but Oliver Sin able to kick out at the last possible moment. And drop Spoiler face first, but the facebuster comes off the top rope with a flipping leg drop, tags out to Rhett Holiday. And another double enziguri just takes down the big masked man. And a big knee to the back of the Spoiler, and a spinning kick as well. Spoiler being picked apart. And, ladies and gentlemen, look at that. Unkindest cut on the Sanctum side of the ring, going for the pin. 1, 2, and Derek Arzon cannot make the assist in time. Ladies and gentlemen, for the second time in as many weeks, Sanctum has defeated FU via the unkindest cut. Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, what an awesome night of action here on the first ever edition of NWC Retro Rampage. Hopefully this has held you over a little bit as you await the exciting debut of NWC Tonight Season 2. As far as what the future holds for this particular program, we shall see. I'm sure this isn't the last time you're going to see this lo-fi version of NWC. Thank you very much for joining us. I'm Ronnie Stockholm, and we hope you've enjoyed this exciting broadcast. We will see you very soon for Season 2 of NWC Tonight, and until then, have a wonderful evening.